This next story is actually probably what I've been looking forward to the most in this whole conference. I know it's I don't know if you're the kind of person that eats what you like first and then you get through the rest, or if you get through the stuff and then you enjoy it at the end. But either way, we're going to get right now, because this story from Gateway Chapel is this idea from our vision statement that we would have culturally appropriate evangelism. Culturally appropriate evangelism. Something we could celebrate, that God, if we're hitting on all cylinders, is going to be using churches to reach out to communities that are all over the map. And so this, we'll have these guys come up here because they're going to share how they use this style, these giftings, and how God's put them there to become the house of cash. Okay, this is the house of cash.
Well, my name's David Odell. I'm a church planter also up in Sumner, Washington, which is just sort of east on the 410 out of Tacoma. And our story is different, but I think equally important for us, because it's how God has been working in our community. And so we planted maybe 2.5 years ago, and it just was a group of people, about 3 couples in my house, studying what it meant to be the church and growing from there. And eventually we moved into a school, like a lot of church plants, doing the mobile church. And as our church has grown, if you came and visited us, one thing that I promised would happen for you, and I'm really proud of this, because it has nothing to do with me, it just happened, is our church is really friendly, authentically kind and warm and welcoming. And I am not. So I really have to work hard to be kind. I'm shy and I struggle in that. And God raised up just this warm group of people. Like, you'll be invited to homes. You'll be invited to eat. Someone will give you a casserole or something when you come to Gateway. And so that was, our gathering kind of became a front door for us. Sunday morning sort of became a come and see this church. And as people were inviting, we thought, we invite them to come and see Jesus as we live as followers of him. But maybe we could do some lighthearted, creative stuff too that would be an easier invite. And so we thought, what do we like? Let's do something that's us. And we came up with the gospel according to Johnny Cash. And because I've always loved Johnny Cash, and almost everyone I know loves Johnny Cash. We played in Staten at a summer festival, and I told the sound guy, I said, we're a Johnny Cash cover band. I hope that's okay. And he goes, I said, I think everybody mostly likes Johnny Cash. And he says, yeah, and if you don't, you're a communist. So we like that, let's do that. But we didn't want to tell Johnny Cash's version of the gospel. We wanted to tell the gospel of Jesus through the life of Johnny Cash. And it's a remarkable redemptive story. And surprisingly, one that people know some of it, that story, and they're drawn to it. And so overnight, it doubled our church. For 3 weeks, our church was doubled in size, and people were pouring in. And people of all ages, so a lot of white-haired people who'd actually seen and met Johnny, and a lot of younger people who just like the music but don't know the story. So we just got to share the gospel in a creative way and kind of do what Johnny did. Because, I don't know if you know this, that he opened for Billy Graham and a lot of Billy Graham crusades, and he would play gospel music, which was his first love. But Billy Graham encouraged him, in your concerts, Johnny, just play your stuff and then play your gospel songs too. So he'd sing Cocaine Blues and then jump into I was there when it happened, and tell his testimony in song. So we thought, we could do that at church, couldn't we? And so we did. I don't know. No one said no, and so we did. And we've sung so we played in some other churches. We've done this as an outreach, and we'd love to come play for you. It's real easy. And people respond. They come and check it out. People who have not been in church in decades show up, and it's really neat. But so we played some music that I guarantee you had never been played in a church building before. And then we played gospel music too. So I thought instead of telling you too much of the story, we'd just maybe show you it. And we actually took 6 months off, so we don't play a long time. But why don't you stand, and we wouldn't be offended if you clapped either. So what we do... I should play it in the right key. That would be good. When people come and we do it for the first time, we tell them, hey, we're not a rock and roll church, we're not a country western church, we're a Jesus church, and we're about Jesus, but so is Johnny Cash, and we want to tell you about that, right? And then I'll click my little vocal effects pedal, which I forgot, so it'll sound different. And then we'll say something like this. Hello, we love Johnny Cash. rain that comes, it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine, I don't know when the clouds come to hold the breath. Time keeps stretching on, but that train keeps rolling on down the sand. When I was a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I'm gonna get up to walk still tonight. When I hear that whistle blow, I'll take my bed. Come on, Mike. There's rich folks eating in them fancy dining cars. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep moving, and that's what's going on. Come on! And then we'd sing a love song, maybe like this one. Got married in fever, I've been in the first surprise. We've been talking about cancer ever since the fire went out. I'm going messing around. Jeremy, music like this is it's cardiovascular. It's a great workout. So if you want to join, there you are. So then we'll do some stuff like that. You know, we'll play Boy Named Sue or One Piece at a Time or just whatever. We played as long as an hour. We played as short as 10 minutes. And it's really interesting. You know, other churches will say, hey, that might work at my church. Come try it out. Urban, Earl, wherever. And then all the bar owners say, come play at my bar. That will work for my rowdy crowd. And so God's just opened up a lot of doors to do that. And then so, you know, we'll play all those fun songs and then we'll try to just throw the gospel in there by music and talk about it. And so we're going to sing a song that I know some of you know. It's not a Johnny original, but man, he loved gospel music, and that's what he wanted to record. One of my favorite Johnny Cash stories is what they call the $1 Million Quartet. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they're just kind of hanging out at Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee, and Jerry Lee Lewis is recording a song, and Elvis stops by, and Johnny comes in, Carl Perkins, and like they just sit down and jam and record like 20 songs, and half of them were gospel music. They just all love that music, and it was important to them, and so we'll do that. This song you'll know from church, and I love that we're singing it here because this really is sort of a family reunion. I remember when I was 11. Together in the family circle, singing loud, you know it. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother were joined high, singing scenes to help the troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll be joining them in the song. I'm gonna join the family circle at the throne. And the circle won't be broken. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother were joined right in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Alright. And I remember after work, Mama would call in all of us. You could hear us sing for a country mile. Yes, our little brother's done gone on, but I'll rejoin him in a song. We'll be together again up yonder in a little while. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother will join right in, singing things to help control the soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. I'm gonna join the family circle at the throne. Come on! So the circle won't be broken. By and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother will join right in the sky, Lord, in the sky. The circle, the circle won't be broken. By and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky. Oh, in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I'll just sing you. We'll do a couple half songs, do some of the other gospel songs we do, but Johnny always would sing about his homecoming that he looks forward to so much, going to heaven to meet Jesus. So. I believe my steps are growing weary of each day. Still I got another journey on my mind. The lures of this old world have ceased to make me want to stay. And my one regret is leaving you behind.
But if it proves to be His will that I am first to cross, and somehow I'll be feeling will be the first one that you'll see.
I'll be waiting on the far side, makes of joy. I'll be sitting, drawing pictures in the sand. And when I see you coming, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. I'll come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand. We need to practice that one. That was his wife's favorite song. And we try to do music that was important to him and that communicates thoughts like that. This is the last gospel one we'll do for you here. We'll just do part of it. But it's really his story. And he fought really hard to try to get this on his first album. He wanted to record this gospel song called I Was There When It Happened. There are some people who say we cannot tell whether we are saved or whether all is well. They say we only can hope and trust that it is so. I was there when it happened, so I guess I ought to know. Yes, I know when Jesus saved me, the very moment He forgave me, He took away my heavy burden. Lord, He made peace with it. Satan can't let me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, so I guess I ought to know. Those songs aren't what people come to hear, you know, but they're glad to have heard them, and they really participate well, and we just have a great time with it. We'll sing one, and we'll just be done. I went fishing all day on the Columbia this morning, so we were on the Big River. This is a song that Johnny Cash did with Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, and all the Waylon Jennings and those guys. One of my favorites is called Big River. Woman are gonna flood you, big about what we've been doing is church planners are such a needy and greedy group of people. You know, we're always saying, help me, help me, help me, give, 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 I need, I want. And we do, so please do that. But this was a way for us to like help one another, you know, to be churches helping churches, to be family, you know, doing things for other churches as they would bring us in, we do that. And I would be really out of line if I didn't introduce them. I meant to do that. But this is Jacqueline Waller. She's married to a kid that was in my youth group for years. So, no, he's not a kid anymore. I'm old. Sorry. Back here, this is Mike Reynolds. He's from Mississippi. So we call him Big City Mike. On the drums is another kid that was in my youth group and still follows me around. I'm not sure why, but I love him. His name is Jake Lodine. Yeah, Jake. And then this is Ben Matthews, 15 years old and a great musician, and it's just real fun to 16, man.
16,
Wow.
all right.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.